Children are interesting. It is true from the age 0 to about 4, 5, or 6. They just goof around, do whatever. They don't really think much about anything. They just want to have fun. But in the course of, say, from the age 3 or 4 after, is that even earlier, the potty training, parents will begin to make demands. Eat with a goddamn spoon. Don't eat so messy. You peed in the bed again. Walk straight. I couldn't hear you. Talk louder. And the kid has no choice but to try. In other words, what's happening is that you're putting a good amount of stress on the kids. And if you want these kids to be comfortable, you have to give them space where they can freely express what it is that they want. But a child's life is very, very simple. When you get to be a little older, you realize you have emotions you don't understand. Your parents make demands of you that you don't really understand. You come to class and you say, well, damn, I'm an American, I'm an individual. My instructor says don't play with the phone. Put your goddamn cell phone away. You begin to walk into society, and society is tough because you're walking into an environment where there are forces you can't see. But should you not obey those forces, you will fail. And you realize that from the moment you wake up to the time you put your head on the pillow to sleep, you have no choice but to conform, to be under an avalanche of troubles given to you by your own emotions, your own past, also demands that society makes. You need to pay rent. That's tough. You have to overcome loneliness. Tough. You feel as if you have to call your mom and just say hi even though you don't want to. That's tough. You have to come to the stupid class and listen to someone rambling on for 2 hours. That's tough. And that's how days go by. Now, what happens when all the stress is upon you? Well, you have emotions on the inside. Somehow you need to vent them. We have no choice but to find a confessional booth. And you don't have to be religious. Some people are lonely. They use porn. That's a confession. Some people just have a sad life and they can't face it. They smoke. It's another form of confession. You're scared about your future. You take this class. That's a confession. Now, some confessions can be expressed. Like, let's say you walk into this class and I piss you off, but because you and I have a relationship, you raise your hand and you say, hey, you said ABC and I don't like it. Can you give me some clarity? And then I can do a couple of things. I can either give you more stress that builds up more emotions inside you. And one of the things about emotions that are built inside is that they're very much like food that you eat. If you don't poop them out, you'll be constipated. And then you can't function your day-to-day activities. Emotions are very much the same. You have a father problem, you have a girlfriend problem, you have a kid problem. Well, somehow you have to get it out. You know, it's like when you have a fight with your companion, she slams the door shut. It's like your entire day is gone. You go to the bathroom, you think about her. You go to work, you think about her. You have an exam, you call your instructor and say, I'm sick. There is no place you can go to find some calm and solace. Doesn't work. So, since life is in the business of crushing, destroying every hope and dream that you've ever had in your life, that's the business of life. The question then is, do you have the tools or the resources to vent? Can you be a Picasso? Hugh Hefner. This is a guy who loves being around beauty, things that are beautiful, but he has the resource. He doesn't look at porn. He doesn't look at pictures in magazines. He buys people. He has them live in his house. So every morning when he awakes, beauty here, beauty here, beauty here, beauty here. He's in the Garden of Eden. And the less he's able to look himself in the mirror, the happier he is. Now, if you're able to gain some insights into the sort of a person that you are, the sort of things that you enjoy, then you say, okay, since there is no place I can go in life where there is no stress, no pressure, no demands, let me pick and choose the sort of stress I want in my life. You can be lonely and be stressful, or have a companion and be stressful. If you're lonely and stressful, that loneliness will create stress about 15 hours a day. If you have a companion, you're stressed about 2 hours a day. You're going to be stressed nevertheless. The question is for how long? How many hours do you want the stress to be? You need to make money. You can either do it at Home Depot, or sacrifice a couple years of your life, stay in school, do a major, do a minor, you find yourself a nice little job, now you make about 150, 200,000 a year. The more insights you have, the more mindful you are, the more reflective you are. You will house your physical body in physical spaces that will give you the stress that you desire. Let me give you an example. I got to campus this morning around about 5:30. I go to my office. The lights are a little too bright, so I shut them off. I make myself a nice little coffee. I put some piano in the background. It makes for a very kind of reflective, i.e. sad mood. Then I read the news a little bit. It doesn't really bother me. Doesn't matter what has happened. Then I sit and write. And I don't write happy stuff. I like the stress of the physical space. It helps me think, and it inspires me to write. And then when I'm done, I go home and I say, I'm done for the day. I've done with the serious business of life, which is sitting, thinking, and writing. When I go home, I just take it easy. If my wife wants to write me, fine. If my kids want to harass me, fine. I don't really mind. So the task is, don't listen to all these new age gurus that you can live a pain-free, stress-free life. It won't work. People have been around for a long, long, long time. This is a culture that is very, very deceptive. You just need to be powerful enough to pick and choose the sort of pain and stress you want in your life.